Welcome to Shelby County Board of Supervisors meeting this June 2nd, 2026. Does anybody have a conflict of interest?
None.
Any changes to the agenda?
Nope.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Motion by Bryce.
Second.
Second by Mike. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Everybody read the minutes? Any corrections or additions?
No changes.
See anything, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mike, second by Bryce. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, consider approval of the claims. Everybody looked at claims.
No questions, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Bryce,
And I will second.
second by Mike. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, Miranda,
Come up there, okay.
behavioral health update.
The chair.
Oh, thank you.
Cody.
My name's Miranda Walker. I am the district leader with Iowa Primary Care Association. I cover District 4, which is the 14 counties here in Southwest Iowa. This is Amber Godwin. She is also in District 4. She leads our navigation team. We're kind of making a round to all of our board supervisors just to introduce ourselves and update on the behavioral health redesign. We're almost done with our first year. July 1st of last year, we went from 11 completely separate regions to 7 districts, and they're all managed by one behavioral health administrative services organization, which is Iowa Primary Care. I came from the region. I worked for the Southwest Iowa MHDS region, mostly since 2008. So I'm very familiar with this little corner of Iowa. And I've done a lot of work so far in this first year with MRTU. So I've spent a lot of time here in Harlan, and I've worked really closely with them. And Amber and I were just here a couple weeks ago for their walk in the park, just to meet some members of the community. Our overall goal in this redesign is to ensure that every Iowan, no matter where they're at, no matter if they're here in Harlan or in Council Bluffs, or if they're in Elkhorn or Des Moines, they can have access to the same behavioral health services. It's a lofty goal, and it's not one that's going to happen real quick, because rural Iowa is a lot different than a metropolitan area, and we recognize that. And so part of my role as district leader is to go out and talk to people. I'm talking to our community behavioral health agencies like MRTU, for instance, and Harlan Family Service, which I know has a presence here in the area, and also boards of supervisors. We're talking to community action agencies just to kind of get the word out. And I am learning about barriers, I'm learning about gaps, I'm learning about what's here, what's happening in the community already that we can build off of. We're not looking to come in and scrap everything and start over. We want to look at those small areas and build on what's already there and work and collaborate with the people that are already there. Iowa Primary Care has been doing this since the 80s with the community health center, so they're very familiar with the different parts of Iowa, the smaller communities, and they have a strong commitment to making sure that every Iowa has access to quality and affordable care, meeting those local needs. We work really closely in partnership with HHS. I have a contact at HHS. He wasn't able to be here today because he is working elections, but he's my contact person. So I said I work a lot with MRTU. I've helped connect them with the person at the state that they have needed to answer some of the questions that they had regarding some of the contracts that they hold with the state. So I have that person that makes it a lot easier. Even Lindsay at MRTU has told me it's a lot easier with you knowing who to contact at the state, and then he can go find those answers and bring them back to us. It really kind of cuts out that middleman. As far as what we fund, primarily it is access and sustainability funds for those safety net services. We carried over most of the contracts that the regions held. We offer telehealth in all the county jails across the state. We offer them 2 organizations, ITP and Flow State, and I had looked up what Shelby County is using, and I believe it is Flow State. Use Flow State in the jails, and then we also offer those same organizations to all the EDs in the state. However, as a carryover from the regional system, you guys still use Harlan Family Service Mobile Crisis in the ED, that you were able to carry that over. We also offer a couple statewide options for telehealth in the school systems, Classroom Clinic and Hazel Health. So any school district in the whole state has access to those telehealth services. Though the idea there is to relieve some of the pressure off of the in-person therapy because they can only see so many kids. And a lot of times you have a kid who needs that help and they're on a waiting list because that person can only see so much. And so these telehealth providers can relieve some of that pressure and see the kids who maybe don't need that intensive in-person support, so that the kids who do can get in a little bit quicker. We also offer a service line, system navigation, and that is Amber's team, and I'm gonna let her tell you about that.
I don't speak as fluently as she does, but I don't have to do these as often as she does. So our system navigation team, anybody can call, no matter your income, no matter your insurance, no matter even if you have nothing. You can call 988 or Your Life Iowa, and they will do like a quick crisis screening, and then transfer them to a system navigator, and then from there we help them get connected to whatever it is that they need. If you're a provider or partner, or like you have a family member that you want to assist, we have a direct number that you can call, and you hit District 4. It'll say like, you know your district number, click it now, and you hit number 4, and it'll get us to one of the 6 navigators that are on my team. And then we help either give you the information, or if your family member is okay with us calling them, we'll call them and get them the information directly too. All of our navigators are highly trained. They are experts in their field. They work with, they go to community network meetings, coalition meetings, everything to stay on top of all the services that are provided within our area. Our services are meant to be short-term, not long-term. We are trying to connect them to long-term case management or long-term services. We complement each other by we want to refer them to places that are already within their community and help them get connected to places that within their community, and not be like you have to drive to Des Moines to get whatever you need. With that said, sometimes that happens because sometimes we are lacking. I live in Guthrie County, so sometimes we're just lacking, so we have to be creative in how we get services. Everything is low cost, no barrier. It's, like I said, it's available to anybody. I said that. I kind of looked up some of the Shelby County ones. Maggie and I have both done presentations at the school because we've met with one of their school navigators has called us quite a few times, so we've met with them just to kind of talk to their therapists and everything too. A lot of what we've gotten out here is mental health help, BHIS services, general assistance, financial assistance. That's what I've seen so far in Shelby.
And like she mentioned, they are showing us where those gaps are a lot of the time. That someone calls the navigator looking for something, and they're like, it's not there, and then we're getting that data. And so now we have that data, so we know in this area there isn't this service that these folks need. And so that's how Iowa PCA makes their decisions, and that's how we are going to build this stronger system for the state of Iowa, is by knowing where the gaps are. And part of my role is being that voice, the liaison for District 4. And so I am not in Des Moines. I'm based out of the district. And just last night I was at a city council meeting in Hamburg. I'm kind of all over these 14 counties, and I'm talking to people, and I'm learning about where are things going really well and where do we really need some help? Where do we have those gaps? And so that's where that system navigation kind of comes in handy, because people are calling there and they're asking for help, and these navigators are spending a lot of time on the phone, and they're saying, this isn't in this area. This person has to drive a good distance to get this service. So do you guys have any questions for us?
Looking at the state map, most of the access points are east. Is there any talk of opening more access points in the western part? I know our population is a little lower, but kind of a desert out here.
Yes, we are.
I did offer at the last
Yes.
webinar that we could find a spot in Harlan for one.
Yes. Yes, we have actually more walk-in points now, right, than we did at the last webinar.
Yes.
Where is our closest one?
Guthrie
County.
Mm-hmm.
It's not close enough.
Is Ogden closer? Is the Ogden County?
Exira? Yes, Exira.
Or Cass County has one.
So we have 6 navigators, and that's we're full at this time. And so we have one that is in Greenfield, one that's in Exira, one that's in we'll start in Council Bluffs on Friday, Guthrie County, Atlantic at Cass County, and then we'll have one in Union County. I would love to have them here. And we've talked about, like, we'd have to drive a little bit, but yeah, it might be an option down the road.
Keep us in mind.
Yes.
We will. I definitely have your name and your email. Abby passed that along when you said that on the webinar. She did communicate that with me. And we're always happy to talk to anybody that wants to talk to us. I do a lot of these conversations, a lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of just face-to-face conversations with people, just to kind of learn about the area. So if anybody ever wants to have a longer conversation, we're happy to do so. All right.
Thank you.
I'm leaving some flyers here, just about system navigation, and then my business card as well. Excellent, thank you so much.
Thank you. Chris?
Good morning.
Morning, Chris.
Morris?
Okay. Surprisingly, I have no right-of-way permits this morning, so that's a good thing.
Scratch.
You can scratch that.
Scratch A.
Doesn't happen often.
He's gonna add a C to D to the
Maybe. Just pay attention. Okay, item B, consideration of non-union and step wage. What this is what was discussed at budget time. It's kind of a continuation from prior years on the non-union wage scale and getting those wages up a little bit. So what I would propose, and this is what was discussed, it's 50 cents an hour plus cost of living adjustment. That would be after the 50 cents is added to all foremen as well as the assistant engineer. So that would be a one-time increase, and yeah, if there's any questions or concerns, like I said, we talked about it, and I know the foreman rep talked about it to you as well. So.
They came in and discussed it, so. I'll make a motion to approve that step raise.
Motion by Bryce,
Second.
second by Mike, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Okay. Not a whole lot different going on. I guess the biggest thing that might be of interest, I attended a meeting last Thursday of county engineers and some DOT representatives in Ames. I guess one of the most notable things we discussed was the increase to 60 miles an hour from 55 on paved two-lane highways. So what I did see, it sounded like the governor signed it yesterday, so.
So everybody was 70.
That's right, that's right.
How many signs does that?
Of ours, I believe, Tommy counted, I think there's 42. What I read this morning, across 99 counties, just the county portions of signs, there's almost 3,400. The state has another 1,700 or so. So there's a lot of signs. And along with that, we'll go out, we'll put an overlay sticker on it initially, get them, and then as the signs come due to be refaced, we will have them completely redone. But along with that, in the MUTCD code, there is some possible issues with having to have additional pre-warning signs, since the speed limit is jumping a larger gap now in certain areas. So there is some extra things I don't.
Going from 45 to
Mhm.
65 instead.
So there is some things I don't think maybe the State House thought of when they
No.
did this. But so there'll be a little more research to do and make sure we are where we need to be. But as far as signing, Shelby County's always been proactive in doing a lot of that. So
Do we get our signs from Prison Industries?
yes. So I'm sure they will have a rush. We did order the overlay stickers, and I do have those already. So that was another thing that was talked about is IPI and how they would handle all of this. It doesn't sound like there's an actual time frame of when the signs have to be changed. So that's another topic as to whether if it's still signed 55, is it really 55 or is it actually 60? Because by code it is 60. So things to work out, but just things to be wary of and kind of keep track of. Other things we talked about is just about our safety action plan that we had put together through the grant 2 years ago. So just some different things people are doing or trying to do and keep things safe as we can, or safer than maybe we have them right now. Just a last thing, and I can't remember how I did this last time. I don't think I needed a official action on it. But anyway, there's a local to us, Iowa County, that has some steel I-beams for sale, but they are on Purple Wave, which is an auction site. I reached out to them to find some specifics out on these beams. We may be able to use them if they match anything we have. To do that, you have to pay electronically, and I know that's been a deal, and I need to just have consensus that we can do it. And I have sold stuff on Purple Wave before, so we have received electronic payments from them. I mean, it's a legitimate site. Like I said, it's to another county, so I can't remember if I had official action last time or if it was just a discussion on it. But I guess I thought it
Did you
was
say to be
easier.
approved or?
You'll have to go through electronic something or other. However that works. Yeah, and like I said, it closes a week from today, and then you have to be paid within 2 days after, so it would be by Thursday of next week. But like I said, it just depends if we even buy them. I don't know. It just a forewarning that something could happen. So, other than that, that's kind of the general update for the 2 weeks.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks,
You
Chris.
want me here for the next one? Or?
No, you can. I'm just kidding.
Well, I will.
Or department head report.
Yeah, we can skip that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do
Might be on-
that.
might be on next week.
Just get quick.
Yeah, I would say you better stay there. Consider approval of employment contract and agreement for county engineer.
We discussed that at budget time.
Yep.
Got it pretty much worked out then, so.
Yeah, that's just the renewal of the 3 years, so.
We're lucky to have a county engineer and we've got a good one and it's a good value for what
You're doing a good job.
Yes.
Thank you.
pays.
I hope everybody in the public feels that too, or feels like they.
I bet everybody doesn't, but.
Well,
Most of them.
let's go for half.
You always got that
Working for the
handful.
public.
Let's go for half.
51%, yeah.
And like I said, at least feel like they can call in and
Yeah.
get some kind of service or,
I've-
Response.
When I've steered people toward you, I've gotten good reports back that you were attentive and.
Good.
Helped them out, so.
in general, that's what we're striving for as a department also, so.
I'll make a motion to approve that contract for county engineer.
Okay, motion by Bryce, second by Mike, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. You're good-
Thank you.
You're good to go.
All right.
Okay, department head reports. Anybody have? Nothing?
Fight to get through the door.
Okay. We'll keep on going. Supervisors committee reports.
We've got just a couple of things since our last meeting. I attended the Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development meeting. We discussed the strategic plan for fiscal year '27, which centered largely around business engagement, more face-to-face interaction with business owners in the county, and economic development and the budget. Areas we thought need attention this next year, so that's where our focus will be. Also attended the Golden Hills RC&D meeting. They have a new executive director, Lance Brisbois. Many of you may know him as a longtime employee in Hundred Canyons and Golden Hills both. He's been focused on land stewardship and outdoor recreation, and now will be focused on budget and also land stewardship and recreation. So they will backfill his position, or a trails position. They will not replace his position. So. There's also June 13th, there's an educational event at Milk and Honey here in Harlan. It's going to center on creating habitat with native plants to enhance vegetable production. So if that floats your boat, on June 13th, over at Milk and Honey, you can find more information on the Golden Hills website or Facebook page. So that's it.
Okay, well, I attended the SWIPCO meeting last week and we passed a rehire policy. If somebody quits from the company and wants to come back in 6 months, we passed it. The wage, we talked about wages when they came back. And if they left in a good standing, they could be rehired. And it was very interesting. I've never seen a contract or policy like that before. And learned a little bit there.
My meetings are all within the next 2 weeks, so I'll have a report next board meeting.
Consideration of approval of board adjustment member.
Morning, Tony.
Good morning. So on this sheet, I actually have the two boards that are on the agenda for today. The Board of Adjustment is the lower one there. And basically, this is the county zoning board that has the authority by state code to make exceptions to the rules, so to speak, to the zoning rules. So if someone wanted to have a setback that was closer or do an activity in an area that's not typically zoned for that, this is the board that can determine if it should be allowable and if it were approved, if there were any conditions on it. And the two highlighted ones are two new positions, or two new folks there. Jarvis Maganja has very graciously agreed to serve. He lives in the country, which is one of the requirements. You can't live in an incorporated town. So any town that has a city council and a mayor, if you live within that the city limits, you can't go. So someone in Corley or Jacksonville would be eligible. So Jarvis has offered to serve, as has Tony Carter. And so, assuming the board is agreeable, I would ask that those two positions be appointed. And I put the appointment dates there as well. It would be a 5-year term expiring in 2031.
Okay, any questions or comments? So a motion to
They'll be
approve.
great members, and I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Bryce.
Second.
Second by Mike. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
We do have a vacancy coming up. Darren is looking to step down, but he said he'd help us get through the summer. So we'll need to fill Darren's spot at some point.
Okay. Consider approval of planning and zoning board members.
So this is the board, or sometimes it's called the zoning commission, that is the one that studies changes to the ordinance. It could be just rezoning a property from like ag to industrial. Typically what they do in Shelby County is make suggested changes to the ordinance itself. So this is the group that reviewed the potential pipeline ordinance, went through the process, had the public hearings, made a recommendation to your board, and then when it was time to remove it from the books, went through the same process. And this is also the group that this coming fall and winter will be working on the wind, solar, battery, and data center updates to the ordinance. And Steve Kinkle has offered to serve, and of course will be a wonderful member. We still have one vacancy on that particular board, but we're getting it staffed up here. So. And one other thing I should clarify is all of these board members back some years ago when we had to get the board back in place expired in May of 26. So every one of these is a reappointment with staggered years on those because it is a 4-year staggered appointment. And so I'm asking that you actually reappoint all of them with the terms that are on the sheet here.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I will make a motion to approve the new appointment as well as the reappointments.
A second?
Motion by Mike, second by Bryce. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
Thanks, Tony.
Tony?
See you in a bit.
Okay, consider approval of Class C retail alcohol license renewal for Lonely Oaks Distillery.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Motion by
Change that,
Bryce,
assume that all the same motion.
second by Mike. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Consider approval of special Class C retail alcohol license for Single Speed Brewing Company.
This is an application for during Rye Rye. And it will be at a residence located on M16 by Irvine.
I think I've seen this before. Questions or comments?
They don't have anything else on there,
Jump
so it's
through a
just
lot
a
of hoops before
temporary.
it got past us.
Yeah, they have to apply to the alcohol beverage council first, so yours is more of a pro forma thing than anything. If you heard anything, negative locally, then that would be some consideration that you would make. Typically, they've jumped through all the hoops by the time they get to you.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mike,
I'll second.
second by Bryce, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Discussion on construction permit application for confinement feeding operation in section 24 Jefferson Township.
Hello again.
We just saw your brother here a second ago.
Fine gentlemen, fine gentlemen. So we talked a few weeks ago that we had received a master matrix application for a change in capacity of some existing buildings for Gerald and Nancy, is it Krogan? C-R-O-G-8, Cron? Okay, Cron. They are not adding to the buildings, they're not putting up additional buildings. All they are doing is changing their licensing with the state to add an additional capability for 264 pigs within the buildings to a site that's already approved for 4,400. It was posted in the paper as the matrix requires. The application's been on file in my office. I have had no inquiries, questions, concerns, comments. I've had no contact whatsoever, so there has been no public input on this. And actually, all that is required as the county has adopted the matrix for this year again is for a single sheet form to be signed by the chairperson and sent along with the score. I have verified they have a passing score. It was one thing we had to clarify, and we got it clarified. And with the proof of publication, and by submitting the form, you're essentially saying you have no issues, you've approved it, but you don't actually have to vote or do anything on it. So that's what that is.
I'll sign it whenever you're ready.
Karen's got it.
Okay.
And Taryn, it's 440 points, which is exactly what's needed to qualify.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. Discussion of potential handbook changes, updates.
I don't have
I have no
I just
feedback
left it on
after our
there.
last meeting.
I haven't
Okay,
had time to
Okay,
do it, so I just left it.
thank you.
table that.
Okay, does anybody have anything further? If not, meeting adjourned.
Thank you.